Amelia, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Travis?
I'm very good. Happy to talk with you about the Ugly Stepsister. I went into this at Sundance with no idea what I was what I was in for,
Yeah.
and came out very, very happy. Uh, I was one of the people that could survive it. There were a few people in our screening who were not so, didn't have quite my constitution, I guess.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Some of the reactions, which have been glowing, but some of also the other reactions of people being kind of grossed out. How does all that make you feel?
I'm happy as long as it makes you feel something, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to control that. Not everyone's gonna be in for it, but I think, I'm a big fan of body horror myself, and I think one of the things that I love about body horror is that it allows me to look. So it's like it doesn't shy. It's not like splatter or gore that is. It's there in a second to shock you
Mhm.
and to be oh, and then it's gone again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like it's actually it gives you time to look at it and kind of also get over your first like ooh and then oh,
Yeah.
then you can lean into it and really study it a little bit. And I think that's what I really wanted to make with my movie, and I knew it wouldn't be for everyone, but for me, that was so important to give that, to the other lovers of body horror.
I mean, and there are quite a few, apparently. A lot of people, everybody who's seen it, really, really digs it, myself included. What did you grow up with this story yourself? I mean, the original Brothers Grimm one is probably more brutal than I think a lot of people realize. Did that kind of inspire you to this, or had you already been thinking about it?
I grew up with the Brothers Grimm's version. Yeah, I had it in like a small pixie book,
Mm,
so there was like it didn't really show. I wonder. I just found it again, but it's like it's a picture like with one of the sisters with a knife, and then one picture of like her the other sister on the horse with the prince and like these two or three big red blood drops coming out. So
mm.
all of these images from that book really stuck with me. Um, but no, it was like an idea that came to me in a creative nap. Like it struck me with as like a lightning bolt. I was working with another character who didn't fit in within the beauty ideals, and suddenly I was like envisioning her as Cinderella, and the guy she was in love with came as the prince, and she fit the shoe, and and as they rode off to the castle, she suddenly looks down, and sees that there's blood coming out of her shoe, and she realizes, of course, I'm not Cinderella, I'm the stepsister.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, I was in shock because for the first time I'd been in the shoes, pun intended, of this overlooked, ridiculed character,
Yeah.
also by me, and I could totally relate to her. Not only do I have shoe size 11, but I myself have lived under the burden of feeling ugly, and yeah, and I just thought I there must be more stepsisters out there, and it's important that we give her like a real redemption.
Is that what kind of inspired you to say, I want to tell this story, but from the stepsister's perspective and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Cinderella perspective? Because that would have been the easy route, I think, to go to tell from Cinderella's perspective.
No, no. So it wasn't me choosing Cinderella. It was like the stepsister choosing me. You know. And then I could really relate to like this action of or like being prepared to do almost anything to try to fit within the ideal, right? And I thought this scene of her cutting off the toes, I wanted to make a film where that action was relatable. Yeah.
Um, my next question, the casting. I thought the casting was amazing, and because so Cinderella and the stepsister, they have to be perfect, I think. Talk to me about your casting process. Did you have people in mind already when you were writing it?
No, no. The characters really come to life for me in castings, and for Cinderella, I it's important for me to say, that for me there's what we thought was beautiful in the 1600s are not the things we think is beautiful today, and the beauty standards are a product also of like white supremacy, or what do you call it? Like oh, sorry. colonialism, sorry, and all of those things, that it's like it's the history that sets what we think is beautiful, but it's also all the time changing.
Hmm.
So therefore, the beauty ideal is for all times a construct, right? So when I was looking for Cinderella, like what kind of beauty was I looking for? And for me, I wanted to have like a timeless beauty, like a beauty thing that we considered beautiful for a long time, right? And but anyone else could actually be Cinderella if you weren't like one of the things that we had, or one of the types that we had considered beautiful up until that today. And yeah, so for Elvira, like I saw 500 girls, like all of different, like there was a colorblind casting as well. And but it was really hard because it's a very hard character. She needs to be able to embody all of these different emotions from naivety to like being cruel and the physicality, the humor. And then one day, after seeing 500 girls, Leah Myun came in and I was gobsmacked
Wow.
because she was just insane. She just had all of that in her. And I think with her, what's so beautiful is that she is not a person that has started or has internalized like the objectifying gaze. She's grown up with a feminist mom, so she's very, very free in her body, and you can see that in the movie as well. She's not like controlling herself or thinking like, what will other people think of me if I look like this? She's just so free to commit. And I think that's a beautiful paradox, that I needed someone to be like the opposite of Elvira to play her. And
Some of the
then,
really
yeah.
horrible things that she puts herself through to meet these impossible beauty standards. A lot of this stuff was, like general practice back then, right? Some of the stuff that she put herself through, like some of these things were like actually medically accurate stuff, right?
Yeah, it's all based on research. Some of it is like, I don't know how true it is. Like the sewing of eyelashes with needle and thread, that's like from a news article in like late 1800s, early 1900s in American newspapers saying like newest fashion from Paris. If it's, I don't think that's true though, but I just thought that was so visually striking. And then the chisel thing, that's actually a thing that the chisel is one of the first instruments that cosmetic surgeons would use in the
Mhm.
late 1800s, as they were very, very into like like Greek and ancient Greek like statues and that kind of beauty ideal. And the tapeworm's real, but they don't come out the mouth, they come out the butt. But I thought that was like taking it too far. I spared you from that.
The tapeworm was the thing that got me. I'm not gonna say, that was the thing that got me the most. That was the thing I was like, oh, this is reaching my breaking point right here, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick with it. It was
yeah, right.
amazing. I loved it.
Thank
Amelia, this
you.
has been fantastic. I can't wait for more people to see The Ugly Stepsister, and I wish you the best luck with the film. Thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you about whatever you do next.
Oh, thank you, Travis. Thank you so much.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.